Welcome back to Celebrity Radio. It's Alex Belfield talking to some of the country's biggest stars and some of my favourite people. And we've got two for you today. Two of the country's most loved and busy TV personalities. They're married as well. Did you know? Eamonn and Ruth, they're on this morning, all this week and next week for Easter and Friday mornings. Of course, they've got their own stuff going on as well. Eamonn and Ruth, how are you?
We are very good, very excited, and I suppose a wee bit tired getting up early, but all very good.
And listen, that was a fabulous introduction. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you wouldn't do it again, would you?
No, we haven't got time. That's the main thing. I'm not happy with you, Eamonn. I'll tell you why. We last spoke in October and you agreed you were going to calm down and have a little bit more time to yourself. What time did your alarm go off this morning?
2:40. But that was after 6 months, Alex. Bear in mind, I've given you a 6-month break, everybody, and I've drunk up sleep in that time, and I've stored up energy and recharged my wonderful body, which feels wonderful at the minute. So the opportunity came along to do just a week at Good Morning Britain, which was formerly GMTV, my old stomping ground. And I think nostalgia got the better of me, and I thought, why not, give it a go.
Did you ever think you'd walk through those doors again? Because when you left, I mean, it was such a big thing. Then you went to Sky for so long, over 10 years, and then you're back. How did it feel?
I always knew I'd be back. I've always known I'd walk through those doors again. I suppose that's my stomping ground. I launched the station, and it's an area that I've always been very, very familiar with. So I just had this innate belief that I would do it again. And, tonight or today was just a way of maybe scratching that itch. And it was nice. It was very comfortable. Lots of things were different, yet the same. So the structure of the building is exactly the same. A lot of the people are still there are the same, but yet it's different and much more modern and slightly more American, the way I liked it. So it's actually a very, very nice cross between GMTV and Sky News. It's a very nice balance.
Would you ever consider doing it with Piers filling in on the other side of the table? Because, I mean, that would be interesting. Oh,
I'd love to do it with Piers, yeah. I genuinely think Piers Morgan has saved the genre of breakfast television. And really what I thought I'd do is leave Sky, give him the field to himself. He's no competition. We've got most of my viewers from Sky News in the morning. But I do think it's not really in television to pair men with men, but I think it would be a jolly old romp. I would like it a lot. The trouble is him and I would just talk football quite a lot.
Yeah, there is that. And that would be totally inappropriate for a breakfast audience. What we love, of course, about you two is your ability to switch on a heartbeat. I think the reason you are probably one of the greatest presenters in the UK, Ruth, is because 1 minute you can be laughing and joking about willies with the loose women and then talking about something incredibly serious. When did that become normal, that you could make those sort of changes feel so natural?
Well, that's very kind of you to say. I think it's just experience, Alex, really, over years of doing this kind of programme. And
living with me.
living with the legend that is Eamonn Holmes. I think as well, I do have a natural empathy. I think we both do. I think we're genuinely interested in people. We're both very empathetic people just generally in life, aren't we? And if we met any of these people, if we were sitting on a bus or at a train station and you got chatting to someone and they told you, a difficult story or a sad story, I think that's just, we are on television how we would be in real life. And I think our job is to help people often tell very difficult stories in a short amount of time. So it could be something that's happened to them over 2 or 3 years or more, and we've got 7 minutes to help them tell that story. So our job is to, move them on, get through that and get to the kind of end of their story without making them feel rushed. And I really enjoy it. In fact, I sometimes enjoy those more. I love meeting all the big stars and all the celebrities, but I feel very fulfilled when I've helped somebody tell a difficult story.
Do you know what another really good feeling is, Alex? Sitting at home, off duty, doing what everybody else is doing, watching television. And then the next morning, meeting someone who was in that drama or that reality show or that talent show. It really is quite weird because you go from being a viewer to actually being immersed and meeting the people and asking them what their experience is like. So there is a magic with television, and to be able to reach through it and touch people who are on it is still something that tickles me to this day.
We had one of the stars of Broadchurch, Mark Beasley, on today, and that was fantastic because I love Broadchurch, and we're all waiting to see, who done it. We've all got our theories. And there he was, sitting on the sofa. There's a helicopter going over at the moment. I don't know if you can hear it.
I can't, but I mean, you talk about that feeling. I'm having it right now. Less than an hour ago, I was watching you on my telly box, and now you're on my telephone. It's extraordinary, isn't it?
It is, but that is... And when that magic disappears, that's the time you know that you shouldn't be doing this job, that you don't want to be immersed in it, that, you're not nosy, you're not interested, you're not ambitious. So you can tell, if you are interested in TV and you love TV, it is so amazing to be involved in working in TV.
I watched you the morning after the Westminster attack, and that's where you two come into your own. That ability to have the sense of the day and bring it to the viewers in absolutely the right tone. I guess they're the mornings, Eamonn, when you wish you were back on Sky News or doing GMB, because you live for news, don't you? And that's where you're at your best.
Well, I believe, Alex, in making the news accessible. I think there can be a distance with British news programmes. I'm a big fan of how the Americans do things. They're very, very relaxed, and I think we can learn a lot by watching Al Jazeera, Russia Today, France 24. We're now much more international, and it's very interesting to watch how other cultures and nations present their news programmes and make them more accessible. Sometimes I think British news can be very stiff and distant. News can be serious. Obviously, the news is a serious thing, but I think television could learn a lot from listening to radio as to how to present news.
And if you're making me feel stupid telling me about the news, you're doing it wrong, aren't you? Because I might not be as smart as you, but it's your job to get it over in the simplest, clearest way.
I think one of the biggest traps journalists fall into is to say, hello, good evening, I'm very smart, listen to how smart I am, I know all of this. Your job as a journalist is not to know the answer. Your job as a journalist is to find out the answer. Your job as a journalist is to ask the questions. A lot of journalists are scared stiff of looking as if they don't know the answer. And I just think it's a simple thing to say, tell me this, why is this happening? Who's responsible for this? Where do we go from here? Who, what, where, when, and why? It's as simple as that.
Are you amazed, Ruth, how much people care about your every word? I Google your name and 700 pages come up from all different newspapers around the world, clips on YouTube.
Around the world? Am I worldwide?
You're global, love. Don't you worry about that.
I'm global.
Does it ever become normal when you say something off the cuff and the next minute it's in every newspaper? It is extraordinary in the last couple of years how that has sort of been like a bonfire.
It is, and I think, that's because of Loose Women. And this morning, but obviously I'm on Loose Women a lot as well. And, Loose Women is about sharing our personal stories. That's the whole point of the show. And, that gets picked up. The only thing I would say, I'm used to it now, and it doesn't hugely bother me, except, we've heard everyone talking about fake news at the moment. And if I see another one of these online stories that says, Eamonn storms off, Rylan rages, falls out with Ruth. And actually, we know those are all banter, jokes. And, occasionally, the odd ones you don't mind, but it's becoming, particularly online, I'm not talking about on Twitter and things or even the magazines, but online, I don't know who writes them, but all those, all the magazines and newspapers online, whoever writes those, it's very dramatic the way they report things as if we're all falling out.
Very dramatic, Alex. Fake news.
Yes.
One of them last week one of them said that I was putting on weight. Fake news.
Outrageous, along with getting older. Not true.
Oh, fake news.
Eamonn and Ruth are two of my favourite people, two of the biggest stars. We'll have to meet up again and do a proper chat, but they're on this morning, all this week for Easter and next week too, and every Friday morning from 10:30 on ITV, and they continue to do that wonderful series on rich people. We can't talk about it now, but what a wonderful series that was for Channel 5. Is it coming back?
It is coming back, and it's coming back as a series of specials, which will involve a lot of travel for us as well. So, Alex, what you're going to have to do is either come down to this morning's studios and see us, or travel around the world with us.
I'd love to. And by the way, Ruth, the next time I text you a picture of my private part, no tweeting it out to the world. Do you mind? Eamonn and Ruth.
We're going to get around to that one.
Eamonn and Ruth are with you 10:30 tomorrow morning at ITV on This Morning. Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Alex.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.